What is up, freaks and geeks? We're back for another double chapter review of Undead Unluck. See, we have to do another double chapter review because I told you guys I just didn't put out a chapter review for 233. No specific reason, I just wasn't feeling it, I think. But we're back with a double chapter review. I won't leave you hanging for 2 weeks in a row. We're here with chapter 233, Easter Egg, and I guess it's going along the lines of this being a game, the chapter title, because we find out there's a huge Easter. It's not really an Easter egg, really, because they say in the chapter that the three sacred treasures are vital in defeating God. We basically find out what the heart is in this episode chapter, and yeah, the heart. It really is the heart. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into it at the end of the chapter, but let's get into this chapter review. So we start off with Luna going over the final loop, this 101st loop. We've gotten over 20 negators for Ragnarok, which is the highest amount that we've ever had in any loop apparently. So yeah, Fuuko is the G at this union thing, doing way better than Juiz is. But respect to Juiz, she did choose Fuuko, so anything that Fuuko does, you gotta give some respect to Juiz for passing on the role to her. Gosh darn it, my camera died. I don't think I mentioned it in this video yet. New camera, bro. This camera's looking crispy, clean. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. But yeah, back into the chapter. Luna is going on about how many negators the Union have built up in this loop and how they all have the shared goal of defeating God, but they just don't have enough pieces. They don't have all of the sacred artifacts that they need. And Fugo is explaining all of this to Shen about the previous artifacts and how we had two of them in the previous loop and that still wasn't enough. So we definitely need the heart, whatever it is. But whilst they're like discussing this, Soul starts ramping up the output and starts blasting Soul Blasters all over the place. And Nico lets Fuuko know that Chikaro with the Unbreakable Shield can only hold back one beam at a time. So whilst all these other beams are going off all over the place, we need to figure something out quickly, basically. Otherwise, it's game over. And Julia even chimes in and is like, we can't just keep dodging these beams. We need to forget about these spirit treasures and focus on a different way on how to defeat God. But Fuuko says this is a game between Sun and Luna, and they've set up all the pieces. The negators and the artifacts are important to the game. So these artifacts specifically created to defeat God, the spirit treasures, can't be ignored. Julia tries to think outside the box. Maybe it's just a bluff by Luna and Sun, like just leading us on this wild goose chase for this sacred treasure, so that they can never like be fully defeated because their attention's been split on something unimportant. But Fuuko tries to remind Julia of the previous loop with G Liner, and it was so powerful and so important that it was given to Unknown to hold. Like the only negator that can't share any of the information with you with this super important artifact is the one who Luna chooses to give it to. Luna, God, whoever's like ruling the game. Fuuko does call a game master. I think this is in the next chapter, but yeah, I feel like Luna's the main game master here, and Sun's just playing along as well, kind of thing. Sun's actually the only one out here in the field actually doing stuff. Luna's just kind of sly, just watching it, just being the supervisor, game master kind of role. You know what I mean? So Fuuko says it's gotta be somewhere on the earth, and we get some monologue from Luna. I'm always confused if they can actually hear Luna or not, but I'm pretty sure they can't hear Luna. She's just talking to herself, which is kind of weird psychopath behavior. But hey, she is an ancient god playing this game with us humans. But yeah, Luna's going on about, yeah, it is somewhere on the earth, but it's in like the most dangerous place in the world. If you were to go to that location, it would mean certain death. That's why no one has ever found it before, because once you find it, you probably die. So Fuko puts out a call to all of her union members to share their wisdom with her to try and figure this out. And even Nico's kind of laughing, like, this is one hell of a time to be trying to figure out a riddle. But Sean actually pops up with a pretty interesting anecdote, I'd say. basically he's talking about his life back in the day when he was into crime, and if they had some important goods, what they would do is either keep it hidden in one spot or constantly keep it moving. And they constantly keep it moving using a person, and then the person they use is usually the most dangerous guy around, he says, someone not even the cops can touch. And that sparks the idea in Fuuko's mind. Luna recognizes all the negators as players in this game. So she thinks that a negator is actually the one holding the heart. And immediately I was thinking maybe it was Unruin because he is the negator closest to the gods. But Fuuko realizes with the hints that Luna's given. This is why I'm so confused. If Luna, can they hear Luna? I think only Fuuko can. Maybe only Fuuko can hear Luna, because it seems like they're kind of conversing a little bit now. But yeah, it's within the negator that is the hardest to touch and the easiest to die. And Fuuko realizes that the heart is her heart. It's the heart of whoever has unluck, basically, which is a ultimate place to put it, because if you try and access this sacred treasure, you get hit with a stroke of unluck. And it's like within her, like her body, so you'd have to go through and touch a lot. And obviously that's gonna cause an insane amount of unluck. And the unluck negator by the name is probably pretty unlucky. A lot of tragedies happen around them. I'm not surprised if with a lot of these unluck negators, they cause a stroke of unluck on someone and they happen to end up dying in that stroke of unluck, and that's why the heart moves around so much, because the unluck negator probably dies pretty often. And we get a flash of the people in the white room when they were telling Fuuko, thank you, because they're glad that they chose Fuuko, because Fuuko is able to live for so long, probably, and they've seen that they've chosen correctly. This is the right person to have unluck, a strong-willed person who will keep on fighting and keep on just pushing and won't succumb to the tragedies of unluck. But yeah, before the chapter actually officially ends, though, Fuuko does tell Andy straight away, rip out my heart and use it. And this leads straight into the next chapter, Know All Along. Andy is ready to rip out her heart straight away. And Nico's like, yo, what are you doing? She's not undead like you. And me initially, I was thinking maybe he can extend his ability to make her undead as well. We do find out later in this chapter that Ichiko has figured out how to target someone else with her unsleep. So it technically could be possible for Andy to do that in the future. I mean, he's the soul master at this moment. Like, he's got insane control over his soul. I'm surprised that he can't do it. Ichiko can share her negation ability, but Andy can't do his. Maybe his is just a bit more difficult. Maybe. I don't know. Stopping someone from dying as opposed to just basically using unsleep on someone is just waking them up. It is a lot easier than constant regeneration, I guess. But maybe give Andy a couple more million years and he'll figure it out. But anyway, Andy says to Nico, you guys should know better than anyone. Once our boss gets an idea in her head, she's not going to give it up. There's no convincing her otherwise, so might as well just go along with it. And you really know your woman, I guess, Andy, but you should like take a couple of minutes to just like think about an alternative solution to just like, killing her. But the union says, yeah, we know about Fuuko, but you should know about us that we are prepared for Fuuko and we'll try everything in our power to keep her alive whilst she does what she wants to do. So everyone comes together and they're about to perform a full-on heart operation in the middle of this battlefield. But Soul chimes in and is like, you really think I'm gonna let you power up right now? You really think this is Dragon Ball Z right now? This is not Dragon Ball Z. You are not Goku. I'm not letting you guys go Super Saiyan 3, essentially. You're not getting thing that can defeat me right in front of my face. Who do you think you are? But then comes in the custom unavoidable undecrease unfeel superior buster. Who named this? Who? I can't remember, but there is a character who likes to name shit like ridiculously. Was it Ichigo? Was that just a trait of Ichigo? I feel like it was a trait of their kid in the previous loop. But yeah, this insane cannon buster thing. Yeah, they bust it out. I can't remember how it works, but I'm guessing they use some soul power and then unavoidable to make a direct contact. Undecrease, that thing is burning constantly. Unfeel, I'm not sure. Oh, the power source is probably Phil's artifacts. Yes, yeah, the power source seems to be Phil's artifacts, but yeah, this insanely powerful. This probably on the I would say probably on the level of Rebellion, to be honest. I can't remember that clearly, but I think was Rebellion even able to push back Sun before? And this is Sun with Soul enhancing him as well. So yeah, this is a very effective weapon they've created here. So whilst Sun is being held back with this incredible attack, everyone is going in the operating room. So Gina, it will be stopping the blood with her Unchange. Untouchable is gonna create a barrier of some sort. So is she gonna be able to make a small contained barrier? What kind of barrier is she talking about? Is it just a barrier around all of them to protect them from any debris and attack? Uh, I'm not sure what because we've never heard Untouchable used like this, but the pacing of this story is going insane. So I think Yoshifumi is just adding stuff in. And I did want to make a mention of there is this scene where they're actually operating on Fuuko's chest. And I don't know why I got this, but just from this panel alone and the detail, it just makes me know that if this series got its fair shake and wasn't like being obviously rushed, I feel like it's obviously rushed. It's not like that popular in Shonen Jump, so I feel like they are pushing him to end it, so they can open up a spot and hopefully get something more popular in. But this story would have been incredible. It's still incredible as it is. I still really liked it. But if we really had got to take our time with these fights, I feel like I know Yoshifumi would have put that real effort and detail into it. And it's just a shame that when it's not gonna get that. It's a really sad thing, man. Hopefully, it'll get a bleach treatment, thousand year blood war arc treatment, and the anime can like do everything the mangaka really wanted to. Even with Bleach, it took how many years? How many years to get the anime back? So just know there's always hope on that Unlock fans. Maybe one day it can happen, but I don't think it'll be today or tomorrow or in the next like 3 years. So maybe in 10 years we'll get a really good ending to this series in anime version. So yeah, now that Fuuko is they actually did use some anesthetics to knock her out. And so Luna pulls Fuuko into this white room space area. Since she's unconscious, she figures she have a little chit chat. So this is making me think they can't hear Luna when she's talking on the moon to herself. She's just talking to herself for the audience, basically. So Luna's praising Fuuko a little bit, saying, I'm surprised you actually found out that it's in your own body." And she reveals that upon extraction, there will be a massive stroke of unluck. But Fuuko's just like, "Yeah, I figured there'd be some massive risk to getting it out." And Luna's a little bit surprised. She's saying, "Oh, so you're gonna take the risk of the heart, even knowing what it is?" And Fuuko just laughs and was like, a bit late in the game to be complaining about shit like this, bro. Like, how many times have we been doing this? How many years have I been living? I'm trying to get this shit over with. I'm trying to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to just like let you win just because I'm gonna die. Nah, fuck you, basically. Yeah. He's like, how many times have we been playing your little broken ass game, your busted ass game, bro? Get out of here with your game. Well, I'm trying to finish this. I'm trying to move on to the next challenge. Thank you very much. And we get a little flash. It turns out the artificial heart that Nico was planning to use isn't working, and I kind of assume it's because she is unlocked. Just touching her, the artificial heart just is gonna just not work, malfunction, even though it's been working fine before. But Fuuko says she is pretty lucky because she has a great amount of friends, and Unknown shows up, and it turns out Move got her there. And I thought, oh, this is where Move is gonna finally show that he's a homie, just like Apocalypse was. But it turns out Shen actually used Untruth on Move in order to make him do what they wanted him to. So he can basically use it like use Untruth like Injustice now, and I've compared Untruth to Injustice a lot in my tier list streams, and it's cool to see that in fact it is true. They are pretty similar abilities, and I guess once Shen has full realization of it, he can just basically use it like a version of Injustice. I guess the only restriction we don't know we don't actually know the restriction specifically of injustice. We do know that Shen has to actually admire of or just like be fond of the person to use untruth, but injustice we're not sure. She couldn't use it on Victor for a while until the moment Victor wanted to end Juiz in order to end her suffering. So yeah, we don't know the specific criteria. But anyway, with the introduction of Unknown, she uses G Liner in order to create the artifact Life is Strange. And this one is the one that can de-age or age you, uh, depending. I can't remember exactly how it works. I think it was you age if you age someone up, it decreases your age by a factor of 100 and the other way around or something like that. So if you age someone down, it'll age you up by like 100 or something. I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I could look it up, but you know the general gist. They're gonna use Life is Strange once the heart is extracted on Fuuko so that she can de-age by a year, therefore kind of just regenerating her heart. Does that mean there's two artifacts now? Or is the heart, the artifact just the artifact, and then when she de-ages, she just gets a normal heart back? Because this happens, and we actually see what the heart looks like, and it does genuinely look just like a artifact. It looks like maybe her heart just like it was over it, and it because I can kind of see tubes and stuff, and it just evaporates away. And I was wondering if you can just X-ray scan and would have seen that. If Fuga had just gone for an X-ray any time in her life, the doctors would have been like, your heart looks hella strange. It looks like an actual item is in your heart in the shape of a love heart. What is going on?" But I'm guessing maybe Fuko just never had an X-ray in her life, or you wouldn't be able to see it with an X-ray. That would just be a wild loophole. Maybe you could have. Maybe you could have. I like to think that you could have. And Fugo just never got X-ray in her life, and everyone else with the unlock ability just never lived long enough to be able to have an X-ray. Before the heart is extracted, Luna does explain how it actually works. It does relieve strokes of unluck, but similar to how Rebellion uses rage to power it, the heart actually uses love. So once you actually use the heart, the emotion of love is drawn from you, and also like those memories associated with it. So whoever uses the heart, their love, and whatever person that love is drawn from, it is that they're using, they'll lose the memories of them as well. Or maybe it's just for the unluck negator. The person who loves the unluck negator, it uses their love of them, uh, and it removes the memories of them. But Fuko and Andy are unfazed by this. And he just says, as long as you're alive, we'll just keep making new memories. So yeah, their resolve is not shaken in the slightest, and they're gonna keep moving forward. But it looks like it's gonna be a little bit of amnesia plot. We've already been through this. Have we? Have we done the amnesia thing? We definitely have done the amnesia thing. I can't remember what what arc it was for. What arc was the amnesia for? I forget. I forget. Maybe we didn't do amnesia. I mean, I'm having amnesia right now about the amnesia arc. But yeah, it's gonna be like a similar to the Promised Neverland ending. If you've ever seen that, spoilers: the main character at the end does lose their memories, but they are reunited and together at the end. So, and I thought Promised Neverland, out of a lot of the mangas that I've read to completion, one of the better endings that actually got to end at its own pace, unlike Undead Unluck is having to end now. But well, I don't know. Maybe it was rushed, but I felt like it wasn't rushed on Promised Neverland. But yeah, this is the end of the chapter review. When do you think this manga is ending? I'm predicting maybe 250, maybe even before 250. To be honest, will it even last till the end of next year? No, it will definitely last till the end of next year. Uh, but when it does end, I will move on to One Piece, and I'll probably uh I'm planning to move out of this spot. I'll probably be in a new spot, so it'll be a whole different setup for the new manga I'm gonna review. But that's been it for me. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you later.